This is the Nike HyperAdapt 1.0. The HyperAdapt is a myth turned into reality. It auto-laces, it takes that dream that was seen in a movie years ago and makes it a reality that people can actually feel.
This shoe, it becomes alive. It shapes to your foot. I personally call it EARL, or electro-adaptive reactive lacing.
Basically, we have what we call a lace engine that's down here in the bottom of it, and it's in a plastic housing, so it's protected. It is attached to the fit system, so it's attached to fly wire that actually comes up through both sides and wraps around your foot. When the user steps in, there's a heel sensor. The lace engine will run and tighten down the fit system, and then it'll sense certain tension around your foot and it'll stop.
It's a really new experience. It's the future.
Sometimes I can't believe I see it right here and it does what it does. It was a dream for so long. Working with Tinker on this was incredible. I mean, we would run into a problem, a technical problem, where like the mechanism's too big, or it can't hit the ground. And he would take the design and modify it, still keeping the athlete, in the forefront of his mind, and like add this bar across because we didn't want it touching the ground, but we needed it exposed so that we could charge a shoe.
I'm excited to not only continually look for cool projects, but just working with the latest technology is just amazing.
There's two buttons here: minus to loosen, plus to tighten, and just adjust it simply throughout your day. I mean, it takes less than a second to adjust. And think of retying your laces every time you want to make an adjustment.
This shoe lights up. We've seen lights in shoes before, but typically they're kind of gimmicks. There's really nothing about this EARL shoe that isn't sort of purposeful. So the lights tell you when the motor's running. The lights tell you when the batteries are fully charged.
The battery's going to last you roughly about 2 weeks. So when your battery's full, it's blue. When it gets to yellow, you have a few more days. When it gets to red, you should get it on the charger right away. And so this is the charger. You have 2 pucks because you got to charge 2 shoes. It just magnetically sticks to the bottom. You plug it in. This blue light will flash. It takes about 3 hours to charge it, and then you're good for another 2 weeks.
We're in the beginning stages of all kinds of products that will change and adapt and become more useful.
For performance, just being able to adjust it on the fly at the beginning of the basketball game versus the halftime, beginning of a marathon versus the end of marathon. Your feet swell, there's sweat. Your environment's always changing in sports. Initially, you have control of it, being able to just adjust it by pressing the button quickly, but in the future, that's going to happen on its own. There's a lot of people that can't tie their shoes. The fact that you can just step into these and press a button just simplifies that a lot, and just for quality of life is enormous.
All of this stuff kind of really sort of fits together into a composition that I think is sort of not over-designed. It's kind of really meant to sort of focus on the what's unique about it and not be too crazy.
I think this completely changes the game. It like goes from when you didn't wear shoes to when you started wearing shoes.
Technology is changing, and our ability to sort of rethink a problem also gives you ammunition for changing the aesthetic.
It's so cool. You have no idea how cool it is to step in a shoe and it automatically tightens. I mean, like, think about that. Like, you should try it on. Just try it on.